Greetings and welcome to the channel Putin. Putin, all about Putin and occasionally Russia and some Russians, but mostly focused on Putin. So I'm going to be reading here from my trusty smartphone reader. But first I want to talk about a phenomenon that I didn't notice before this Ukraine invasion. And it's pretty crazy. So this is just an intro. Most of it is going to be via a Microsoft PowerPoint because I can't really show you the images that well. I tried that, showing an image here on another notebook PC, and that didn't work out very well. The images that I'm going to show you are out of focus, and it's kind of hard to tell that they're out of focus unless I give you a nice high quality image. So first I want to talk about it. So this is global. This is, it doesn't matter what country it is. It doesn't matter if it's, NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, all the international networks, BBC, Al Jazeera, just any network. You very seldom see anybody interview someone where that someone is set up correctly. So what they do is they, for some reason, recording your video, for an interview with a bookshelf full of, interesting books to show how scholarly you are. That's kind of a trend now. But what we're seeing instead of people in front of their bookcase is their bookcase with like this ghost image in front of their bookcase. Now, when I was recording downstairs, I have two studies. This study is a loft, and it's turned into a studio now, but it's still a study. It still has an engineering PC with an array of displays here. But I don't necessarily need to use it for all engineering work. I can do a lot of that, in my downstairs study also. But when I was setting up in my downstairs study, and I also recorded some videos from my kitchen, I was using a stack of boxes on my chair. So this chair is a little weird. It's it's a Herman Miller chair. It's pretty expensive and pretty comfortable, but it's really lightweight, and it's a little different for stacking boxes on because there's a big difference in the height. I've never been able to get that right. But anyways, I had a stack of boxes set up on my kitchen on a stool, a bar stool, and that worked out great. I started the recording, and then I just went over and slid that bar stool out of the way and sat in the one next to it, and I was in focus. My face was in focus. The exposure was done on my face, and I set the camera up to follow a face. But these people don't do that. They set their camera up and start recording, and they're behind the camera, and then when they come sit down, the bookcase is still in focus. So it's crazy, but I'm going to show you some stuff, and we'll have a little bit of fun with that. And I know all these are basically copyrighted, but I heard a rumor that if you keep your copyrighted stuff under a couple seconds, you can get away with it. And, I'll mention who it is, whether this is a CNN broadcast or whatever. So, and I'm just going to show a short photo of the person's face, no more than a few seconds for each person. Greetings and welcome to the channel all about Putin and Russia and Russians, mostly about Putin. So this topic is, who are the FUZZombies? You might have seen the FUZZombies all over the networks, every single network, and you might wonder where they came from, who they are. So who are the FUZZombies? Where did they come from? What are they doing here? So here's what we know about the FUZZombies. They are fuzzy. They like being on YouTube. They like books and also bookshelves. mostly books and bookshelves. Every once in a while, something else in the background, mostly books and bookshelves. And they don't like Putin. But then, who likes Putin? Really, who likes Putin? His daughters, maybe? I don't know. There aren't too many people in the world that like Putin. So I'm going to show you some FUZZombies here. And this happened, I don't know how long it's been going on. I don't usually watch the news. I watch the news about the war between Russia and Ukraine. And I try to keep up on things here because I spent a lot of time in Russia. So I'm a little interested and, I just try to read up on it. So this is a phenomenon that's, worldwide now. And I tried to leave all the photo credits, even though these aren't photos, they're videos, they're snapshots. I tried to leave those. So if you look either in the bottom right or top left, usually, maybe there was a bottom left somewhere, I didn't notice one. You can see that this is Times Radio, and then this is the Today Show. And this, that's how I give photo credit here because I don't own these pictures. But, all these networks are showing things that they don't own either. They're showing videos that are coming out of Russia or out of Ukraine, I mean. Some of them out of Russia. So let's take a look at some of these FUZZombies. So here, a lot of them are generals. So here's General McCaffrey. So what these people do to get ready for a video interview is they set up their camera and, then the camera might be sitting on their desk. Maybe they have a pretty big desk and they're using a smartphone camera, which is fine. And the sound quality seems to be good in all of these. So I think they have some network help. Maybe they have somebody come in their house from a local news station, and set them up, get some good lighting and, just say, here's all you have to do when they want to interview you. But the problem is these guys start recording and then they go sit down, and the recording starts with a bookcase, usually a bookcase. You'll see how many bookcases there are here. The bookcase is in focus and the people are not. So that's where we get the FUZZombies at. Okay, so upper left, this is, Today, and the one on the bottom right is Times Radio. So I'm not going to go through naming everybody. You can pause it and read it if you like. But 2 FUZZombies. And here we have a couple more. And, sometimes I'm going to do a split screen. Like the one on the bottom right, this is Deutsche Welt, which is the biggest news agency in Germany. And Jana Nemtsova used to work there, if you know who she is. So this guy on the right here, you'll see somebody in a studio who's in focus. And then they're talking to somebody who's at home in front of a bookcase and they're not in focus. So DW on the bottom right, Times Radio again in the upper left. And you can see they have really nice bookshelves and books. You can read their books. Here we have somebody, this is, I forget, Svetlana, she spells her name a little bit weird. So she is probably Ukrainian, but that's not a Ukrainian flag. And I don't know what flag that is. It's not Georgia. It could be Belarus. But anyways, she's out of focus. Her flag is nicely in focus. And on the bottom right here, we have a lady whose bookcases are nice and in focus. And the guy in the studio, he's in focus. And here we have a guy with a nice rug in the background. It looks nice. He looks like a ghost. And on the bottom right, this is another case of a bookcase being nice and in focus. And the guy is not in focus. Here, upper left, we have a nice photo in the back that's in focus. And the guy on the right, another general, his bookcase is in focus, and he looks like a ghost. The guy in the upper left, he's a general. This guy reminds me of me because he's probably a grandpa, and he probably went down to his workshop. I have a 750 square foot, pretty awesome woodworking shop in my basement, 2 rooms. and it's all bright and white and everything. But this guy probably went down to his workshop to get away from kids or grandkids or something. But he's got the phone set up low on a table somewhere, so he's showing us the ceiling. But anyways, he's out of focus. And on the right, same deal here. The bookcase in the background's in focus, and she is not. So you see CBS News on the upper left and MSNBC on the lower right. So watch these. I'm not always going to mention who the credit belongs to, but they don't belong to me. So upper left here, we have another DW, a guy with a nice bookshelf, and on the bottom right, another guy with a nice bookshelf. Ring of Steel. A lot of nice books there. And here's just something I wanted to show you. This is not a studio. This is just probably a hotel room or a hotel lobby. It's a makeshift studio, but this is Al Jazeera. And, this is something that I just saw this and I thought, wow, that's crazy. It's a pretty long interview, between these two guys. And, it's perfect lighting, perfect focus, perfect exposure, perfect everything. But you can see somebody just came in here and set up a couple lights, and then the guys on the cameras know what they're doing. So that's why everything's perfect here. But this is the only non-studio shot that I saw. It's really, really nice. And again, we have on the upper left, this is Sky News, and this is a guy standing in front of a nice focus bookshelf. And the same on the bottom right. This is, I don't know if this is Welt. Is it Deutsche Welt? Probably. I don't know how two news agencies can call themselves the same thing. So you might think Deutsche Welt means a German world or something, Welt, but actually Welt is wave, so it's a German wave. So this is from Potsdam, and you can see the guy on the right has a nice focused bookshelf in the background. And here we go on the upper right. I think I got this guy maybe too many times. He's out of focus and his books are in focus. Same on the bottom right here from MSNBC. The one on the top left is, where is that? Omnibus. It says LA7HD. Might be, a LA news station. But, and on the bottom right, MSNBC, we can see a bookshelf in the background is in focus. A couple more guys here. I think these are both generals here. Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster. He's way out of focus, and his bookshelf is way in focus. And on the bottom right, another general. Which guy is he? I don't remember. MSNBC though. So, it's just crazy. It's not like I'm looking for these. It's not like I have to look for shots of this stuff, and find one every 5 days. It's like every day I capture 10 out of 12 screenshots. They're out of focus. It's almost every single time you're talking to somebody at home, they're out of focus because these guys start recording and then they go sit down. It's just watch it. It's enough to drive people crazy. I know it would drive photographers and videographers crazy. I don't understand why it doesn't drive everyone crazy, because it drives me crazy. More stuff up on the right. This is Fox, and here's a guy with a nice bookshelf in focus. And on the bottom right, here's another guy whose bookshelf is quasi in focus, but he is not. So I don't really know where the focus was set there. It's probably on the back of his chair. And on the upper left, Go Army, another general, I think. And on the bottom right, we see this girl a few times, and she's way out of focus, and her bookshelf looks nice. And here we have a DW again, where this guy's, whatever's in the background, hanging a baseball cap is in focus. The guy on the right, the Ukrainian flag is in focus. Another general, I think, upper left photo. This is CNN out of New York. And then we have a guy here on the bottom right, CNBC. And then there's Putin and his buddy. The only two buddies in the world that have two buddies. They each have one buddy, and that's the other guy. And they're not even that friendly. They just put on to be. But anyways, old Putin and Xi, public enemy number one and number two. Upper left we have PBS, and this lady has a nice bookshelf in focus and a window there, door. And on the right, this is a little weird because the guy on the right is actually the guy that's at home, and this is the former Prime Minister of Ukraine, the guy that came before Zelensky, and it's the network girl who's not in focus here. And how does that happen? Well, the background is not really the background. She's not really there. This is MSNBC, and she's probably working at home today, and she has like a green background or a white wall, and they just replaced it with this picture, but she's out of focus. So this is the opposite of what it usually is. Usually the interviewer is in focus and the interviewee is not. This is switched around. Still drives you nuts though. Upper right, we have a guy out of focus, and he's got some nice seashells back there on his shelf, and some, what are those, what do they call those, Matryoshka dolls on the upper right, Russian things. And again, same general. He keeps hopping around to different rooms, and his bookshelf is always in focus, so I don't, I don't recognize him. I think I got him before, but nice bookshelf. And here again, I think this is the same girl from a few pages ago where the window and the bookshelf is in focus. And on the bottom right, looks like his dresser is in focus, and he's pretty fuzzy. Guy in upper left, nice whatever whatever that is on the wall. And the bottom right, we have another general, and he's got some badges back there from something, a little badge collection. And that's nice in focus, and he's not, but that's the way it goes. Upper left, nice bookshelf. He's got some looks like some jade horses on the right and some other pottery from somewhere, and he's pretty much out of focus. Guy in the bottom right, this guy I like listening to. He's really I forget, he's some kind of Putin critic, but he knows a lot about Putin, and he's got a Russian accent. I don't know whether he's Ukrainian or Russian, but he's a good guy to listen to. Upper left, this is from who? This is 7 News Australia, and this guy, the gray-haired guy, has got a nice bookshelf in focus. Bottom right, this guy, former Marine Corps infantry officer. I remember listening to him, and his bookshelf is in focus. And he's just a little fuzzy because he's pretty close to the bookshelf. Upper right picture from DW again, and then here's that guy that we just saw on the previous page. He's out of focus, and Putin, of course, is in focus because he would kill somebody if he was out of focus. So you better get Putin in focus. And upper right, same deal. There's no bookcase in the background here, just the drapes are in focus. Bottom right, nice bookshelf. Anyways, it's crazy. You just have to watch this stuff. Just notice every time a network of any type from anywhere in the world is interviewing anybody, they're always out of focus. It's like 90%. I don't remember seeing somebody in focus. Upper left, this is a girl has a nice candelabra in the background that's nice and focused. And on the right, nice bookshelf. This is the former Prime Minister of Ukraine, who actually, there was another guy that I showed you before that I said was a Prime Minister. I think he was the president and she was the Prime Minister, but she's very noticeable because of her hairdo. She always has these braids going across her head, and she was ousted because most people thought she was pretty corrupt. But anyways, nice bookshelf. Books are, got some really nice looking books in there. Upper left, another bookshelf in focus. Bottom right, another bookshelf quasi in focus, but she's way out of focus. Maybe that was the chair back focusing. And here's the last guy. This is a guy put in by himself. This is not there's no network thing here because this guy just posted this on YouTube. This guy, I think, where's he from? Is he Ukrainian or is he Polish? But he's a philosopher, and he's just, speaking here to Russian people. You are the true Russian patriot. A true patriot is the one who really loves his country and is ashamed of what's going on now. So that's the end, I think. So that's who the FUZZombies are. They're just a bunch of people who don't like to be in focus, and they really like their books. All right, hope you enjoyed this. And all about Putin. This is the channel, and this is the end. I appreciate your time.